What's up world, Uko here from Better Therapy Now, and today I'm reviewing the book Mental Fitness by Shawn Talbott. So Shawn Talbott argues that the biggest health concerns in America are not physical concerns like heart disease or cancer, but mental health concerns such as stress, anxiety, depression, things like that. And his way of addressing this is treating the body as three different minds: the mind of the gut, the mind of the heart, and the mind of the brain. And he points out certain statistics that are very telling, such as 60 million Americans suffer from stress or anxiety, and 1 in 5 Americans are on mood-altering drugs. Okay, so what do I like about this book? One, the explanation of the three minds. The mind of the brain is the mind that we all think about. That is kind of the logical portion of the mind. Treating this with things like identifying negative thought patterns, really like individual therapy in the traditional sense that we all think about. The gut mind. So this is our intuition, our senses and how we kind of feel that something is going to happen or that something is true. And then lastly, the heart mind. So the emotional part of our mind, or our ability to be empathetic and kind of understand our own emotions. I like the explanation of the three minds because it was clear. It wasn't really in depth for all three minds, but it was clear and it made sense how it could be an intervention and how mental fitness can be an intervention, not in a singular approach in terms of like CBT doing negative thought patterns, which is really like a treatment of the brain mind, but attacking mental fitness and mental health from three different directions, through diet and nutrition and supplementation, through movement, through understanding emotions, and then lastly through understanding thought patterns and trying to, adjust those thought patterns in ways that are more productive. The next thing that I find very beneficial about this book is the explanation of the gut brain specifically. It provides a very nuanced approach to supplements, what the gut brain does, how food and supplementation positively impacts our microbiome, an explanation of what the microbiome is and how that works with the other parts of our body to ultimately impact our emotions and how we think. It provides a kind of a food pyramid that looks a lot like the Mediterranean diet, with half of your plate being vegetables, but also within those vegetables, it gives a whole lot of suggestions about different spices, which gives you access to different chemicals that can ultimately impact your microbiome in a positive way. It has a pretty detailed section about probiotics and prebiotics and how those work together and what those really are. And it doesn't present it in a generic sense. It gets very specific about how different probiotics and prebiotics impact our different emotional states and how those can be applied as a sort of cocktail with both our nutrients and other supplements to help us achieve specific emotional goals. I think it's becoming clear that nutrition and mental health therapy must go hand in hand. Like, they definitely impact each other and work together. It's kind of funny that both medical doctors and therapists have no nutritional education kind of in their curriculum, but this book really explains how all three things connect. So what did I not like about the book? It gives you a lot of ideas and suggestions of different supplements and nutrients and molecules to consume, but it doesn't tell you how to consume them. Going through this book, you're going to see a whole lot of things that you've never even heard of before. It gets very specific in the type of probiotics and emphasizes that all probiotics are not the same. When you go to a store, you just see probiotic on the shelf or on the bottle that you're buying, but it gives you these long, chemical names of all types of different probiotics, and you really have to do a Google search of every single supplement or every single, different type of leaf or different type of ointment that he's talking about to fully understand how to consume it and where to get it and how to order it and things like that. There's not a whole lot of emphasis on what the mind is consuming. It really emphasizes and specifies the impact of what the microbiome and what the gut consumes, and has a whole lot of suggestions on how you can adjust that to get your gut to operate at the most optimal level, but it doesn't really talk that much about what your mind's consuming in terms of social media or different messages and how those impact your emotion. Mental fitness is really closely related to cognitive behavioral therapy, and I think that they would have to happen at the same time or be applied to a patient at the same time, because the cognitive model says that there's a situation, there's an automatic thought, Then there's an emotion, a physiological sensation, and a behavior. And that emotion is really the gear that's driving that behavior. So you can see how the microbiome, the gut brain, the heart brain, and how the things that you're putting in your gut impact the heart brain ultimately drives the behavior. So this is actually the first book I've read on mental fitness, and I think it's a good introduction because it eases you into the process. It eases you into the process of being proactive about your mental health, and it eases you into the process of just treating mental health conditions in a proactive way. The whole idea is to really just start easy. Add something simple to your life so that you get immediate results, and there's a whole lot of things that you can choose from, and everybody's going to be a little bit different, whether that's adding a little bit more sleep, adding some type of supplement, a really simple nutritional adjustment, adding some type of movement to your life. Whatever it is, adding that thing and then developing some type of momentum so that you start to add more and more as you move forward. So that's Mental Fitness by Shawn Talbott. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.